Hey Falcons, today I'm here with Miss Hofer, which is what is now currently the pool room, and she's going to explain to us a little about what's going on with it. So Miss Hofer, what do you think is currently impacting the swim season with the pool room?
Well, obviously we can't practice here. We've had to travel to both Standish High School and Oscoda High School, which are the two closest pools, and their teams have been wonderful to us to share their pool time so that we can still have a season while our pool is under construction.
How is the pool currently coming along?
Well, they were making really good progress, but we have hit a little bit of a snag. We had a pipe break during those really cold days and shot out some water, and you can see a gap under the mechanical room door there, and they're going to have to fix that first before they can come back into this room and continue working on the pool.
What caused the pool to become like this?
Well, I learned a lot of science because of all this. It's called hydrostatic pressure. And what happened, the pool was empty because the bottom of the surface was getting redone, and we got a lot of rain in that June-July period. And all that rain went into the ground under the pool and lifted it up because it was empty. And that lifting caused a lot of cracking, and the cracks made leaks.
What were your thoughts on this?
Well, devastated, very anxious about whether our season was going to happen at all, and really didn't anticipate the severity. I thought we would just be able to patch the cracks and we'd be good to go, and that definitely wasn't an option. So,
do you know when the pool room might be open again?
Well, on paper, they've given us a timeline that they want to be done mid-May. But with the delay from the broken pipe back there, I think it's going to get pushed a little bit later. But they are promising me that we will be back up and running in August in time for girls' season in the fall.
Okay, well, thank you so much for doing this today.
You're welcome. Thanks for asking those questions.
You're welcome.
That's all they are, and then you got first.
Hello Falcons, today we're here with Mr. Powley in the STEM lab. So, Mr. Powley, how did this STEM program come about? Who came to who and...
Well, the administration, Principal Doan and Superintendent Mikulski came to me last year, about it in October, and asked me if I would be interested in designing a STEM program for the high school. And I did that and spent basically last year, doing some research and designing the course.
What's the full purpose of this STEM class?
In education right now, especially in high schools, we are looking more at doing a lot of STEM programs, which is science, technology, engineering, and math. Basically incorporating all four of those into one program, teaching a lot of engineering concepts, a lot of inquiry-based science, a lot of engineering design models, so that students can get a well-rounded balance of what a STEM's program really is.
So how well do you think it prepares students for entering a STEM career or trying to study a STEM pathway?
I think it's a real good balance. Obviously, we're specialized in our STEM program when we're working with the ROVs, remote operating vehicles. We're working with robotics, and we're also working with GIS. So they get a lot of information into basically 3 areas of STEMs, which is huge. Next year we're starting a second year of this program, this Advanced Science and Technology 2, and that class will do 3D printing. It will do some remote sensing. It'll do some coding work, and so a much wider variety of STEM programs that are out there. We're kind of touching the surface of STEMs in the first year, and then getting a little bit more in depth in the second year.
All right, so you have some ROVs here. Tell us about them.
the yellow box is the control box for the ROV. This is the remote operating vehicle that goes underwater. It's basically like an underwater drone. It's tethered, and it is controlled through the use of video. So you're watching the screen and driving rather than watching the robot under the water. This one is a VEX robot. This one is controlled with a handheld control device, a lot like Xbox controller. And so this one's a marine one. We use it underwater. And this one is one that we would run on land.
So, Grace, I hear you're in musical.
Yes, I'm one of the jungle animals in the ensemble.
Great, when is it?
It is March 13th through 16th at 7 p.m.
See you there.
Hello Falcons, we're here with Miss Thomas today, and we're going to be talking about the Chicago trip that a bunch of students just went on. So why don't you tell us a little bit about it first?
Well, basically the trip was a 2-day trip to Chicago in order for students to see some Broadway-style performances and participate in Broadway workshops and get a tour of some of the historic theaters in Chicago.
Well, what performance did you all go to see?
We saw 2 different plays. On Friday night we saw The Woman in Black, which has been on the West End in London for 30 years, and this is its first U.S. tour. It was a super intense thriller, and we never thought that we could be scared by a play, and we were. And then on Saturday, we got to see Hamilton, which it's super hard to get tickets for, so that was a great event as well. So,
Yeah, everyone's been awaiting Hamilton for forever. How did it go?
the trip was awesome. The weather was great. We walked our butts off on Saturday, but they got to see a lot. Saw the Willis Tower, got to have Chicago-style pizza, went out to a fancy Italian restaurant, so it was a really good trip.
Yeah? What inspired you to plan for this trip?
Well, we in the past we've done this 3 different times in the past. We kind of took a break for a couple of years. Mm-hmm. So this is a trip that I've planned before, something very similar. And I just knew that we had a lot of students who were interested and able to make this happen this year, so we went for it.
Mm-hmm. How did the students like the show?
I think they liked every part of it. Some of the kids didn't think they would like The Woman in Black. They were really surprised that it was as intense as it was. And then some people had never listened to the Hamilton music before and actually really like rap and hip hop, and so were surprised that there was a musical that had that style of music. Mm-hmm. So.
And about those workshops, how did those go?
Mr. Klein, could you please come down to the
Pause
office? Mr. Klein.
They were really cool. The first one, the workshop that we did, was in the basement of one of the theaters, so we got to kind of see behind the scenes and what the rehearsal rooms look like in one of the major theaters, and they were led by professional improv actors who work for theater companies in the city of Chicago. So they broke us up into 3 different groups and taught each group a different kind of improv activity, and then we performed for each other at the end.
Wow, that sounds like fun.
It was a lot of fun, yeah. A little stressful at times, but fun. And then we got to see a tour of one of the theaters, which was the Cadillac Palace Theater, in the afternoon. So we got to hear some of the history, see the stage empty without a set on it, and that was a neat experience as well.
Yeah. Well, that whole trip sounds like fun. I'll definitely check it out next year.
We're hoping to do it again in the future.
Yeah. So is there anything you want to say to Ogama before we leave?
Well, watch out for Seussical tickets. They're on sale now, and it's going to be an amazing performance as well.
Okay. Bye.